um, so today I was running home. Basically, I hopped on my car and I was heading to the exit or parking lot. And a guy that I know on his bicycle, he was standing right in the middle of the street, right at the exit of the parking. And it's in the middle on the center line. But from distance, I thought he was waiting for the traffic to pass by so he could cross the road. And I got a little distracted because I was setting a navigation on my cell phone. And maybe I should not do that, but I did. And then I was really distracted, and then I got to the point of exit, and he was still there. And he was actually, and I was turning to the right, because I was heading where I was heading, and he was looking to the left side. And I got curious, but he was there, and then he was looking to the left, and then I was already turning, so I saw him as I'm turning, but then I couldn't see where he was watching. And I kept going, and then I got really curious, so I watched on the side mirror, you know, and then I looked at the side mirror, and I saw him still standing there, but I couldn't see what he was watching. So I lowered my head so I could look through the side mirror, and I saw the big sky, and then behind was the west side, and then there was a downtown skyline of Fort Lauderdale, and then behind the skyline was really dark gray a cloud filled and almost touching to to the ground, filled with the dark sky. It's kind of stormy, and it's kind of common in South Florida weather, but I thought he was watching that, and I kept going. And that street actually very soon naturally turned to the left 90-degree, and it keep going to the east. So as I was turning that 90-degree turn, I looked at it sideways, and I saw it, and I saw him again there, still there, and I saw a dark, a gray cloud, filled in the sky for a moment, right? Maybe a millisecond, and I kept going, and then I couldn't see nothing, right? Because it's in between the street in the residential, um, in between houses. So but then right there, I got into the intersection. So I stopped, four-way stop, and I stopped, and then I was about to go straight to the home, where I was heading. But then I was so curious, I wanted to stop, but then I knew in the back mirror there are a couple cars behind me, so I couldn't stop anywhere on the street. I knew it, so I suddenly made a right turn, and then parked there, stopped my car there, and then get out of my car right away. And I looked up the west sky, and I saw this huge cloud. What do you say? そびえ立つね、rise into the sky, like almost to the top, and then that top portion of sky was lit amazingly because the light was coming behind the cloud, and the way the light was coming out was spectacular. It didn't have a color to it, but it has a layer of gradation of the lightness, but it was spectacular. So I pulled up my camera, cell phone, right away, and I took photos. And the funny thing about it is, like, I used to be afraid. I mean, I am a photographer, and I used to, take a lot of photos of nature and people. Those are the subjects that I like to take. And whenever I go out, I was saying myself that I'm going to capture extraordinary moment in ordinary life. That's what I was always looking for to capture. And but at the same time, when I sometimes see amazing things and then feel the amazing energy from it, and then I aim and I couldn't release the shutter. I was almost afraid of taking picture of those amazing things. I don't know. I didn't know why, but that was things about that time, and you know, I don't know what that fear was, but obviously I had a fear of something, and it's so funny now. Today I just pulled out my cell phone and then took the picture because I wanted to share. I wanted to share that amazing moment because I was listening to Jim Rohn the other day, and then, he was saying a picture tells thousands words, and that is so true. And that's probably why I love photography. And then I was searching of extraordinary moment in ordinary life, and that's what I was looking for. And I guess my takeaway today was that I was lucky, and I was a good enough to be aware today that at that moment, and I got notice about a man standing in the middle of the street, and I was curious enough to wanting to find out what he was watching, what he was doing. And at the moment of intersection, I was curious enough. Of course, I was heading home relatively in urgency, but then I decided to take a moment to find it out. And as soon as I got off the car, I didn't even need to look for it. It was right there. And that's my takeaway, is awareness. Awareness is a very important a word this year for me. Tai Lopez, it's almost like pounding the words into my head. And I just wanted to share that today, because I'm doing this again and again and again. I have to keep telling this. I'm doing for two reasons. One is my selfish reasons, in order to practice communication, right? And then how to convey my idea and thoughts and experience. And doing so, I can keep a diary in video format for myself. But the other reason is altruistic reason, which is I want to share today about that incident, and then what a beautiful thing, amazing thing that I saw, and a takeaway, so that maybe someday somebody listen to this, and what he or she heard from me nudged the last final steps of his or her breakthrough or something. It could happen. Right? So that's why two reasons. One is selfish reason, and second is altruistic reason. We need to have balance. We cannot operate ourselves on single one for 100%, because that's not gonna work. You can be 100% selfish, but you can't be like 100% altruistic, because that's gonna hurt. That's just gonna hurt you. So we need a good balance all the time. And that was it for today. By the way, I have like several of these. I have in different location because the I feel fatigue my eyes, so I started wearing these. But this really helps you your eyes and your vision when you are continuously watching screens monitor like this iPhone or laptop computer or desktop computer or TV or that kind of thought that screens emitting blue light. It really helps. So for two reasons I did for today. So I hope you enjoyed it if you listened to it, and have a good night.